Alright, so I think you guys can hear me now. Alright, so I think you guys can hear me now. Alright, so I think you guys can hear me now. Alright, so I think if you guys can hear me, can you say something in the chat, Discord, or if you guys can hear me, can you say something YouTube? In the chat, Discord, or if you guys can hear me, can you say something YouTube? In the chat, Discord, or if you guys can hear me, can you say something YouTube? In the chat, Discord, or crystal clear. All right. Thanks for the confirmation. Discord, or crystal clear. All right. Thanks for the confirmation. Oh, there's an echo. Crystal clear. All right. Thanks for the confirmation. Oh, there's an echo. Crystal clear. All right. Thanks for the confirmation. Oh, there's an echo. Crystal clear. All right. How about now? It should be all right now. Dutch, yeah, I am Dutch. All right, perfect. So FOMC. Tonight's going to be a very eventful evening with the news release of FOMC. You go over to forexfactory.com. That's the economical calendar I'm using myself for all news-related events for the weeks. And earlier today, we had the existing home sales. That was positive. Actual was greater than the forecast, and that's good for the currency naturally. If you look into the details of specific news, and that might be a reason that DXY has been pumping today. Like, it hasn't really backed off. It shot straight up. So, and I've been telling to the members earlier that I've been looking at taking out these local lows, reprice a little bit lower into this CPI candle, because this was the day that CPI was released. Take the sell side liquidity, reprice into discount, and then go up to go for buy side liquidity. But DXY said, no, we're not going to do that. We are just going to consolidate on FOMC. And then I think it ate the positive news of today of the sales that DXY has been pumping up. And we are already in the 111s right now. So that's going to be good for the dollar. A little bit less for high risk assets normally, like Bitcoin, Ethereum. So bullish market structure is maintained again. In my last stream on, I believe it was Monday or Wednesday last week, I said, like, okay, this low has now been taken. Local market structure is broken because it broke these local highs. So my bias was already bullish, and I notified the members that we might not get this reprice down, but rather just consolidate, and then Wednesday a direction, called the direction. So it's a little bit of a pre-pump for today, but the main event today is FOMC. So FOMC, the forecast is 75 basis points. I've read somewhere that there's an 80% chance they're gonna do the 75 basis points, but there's also a 20% chance that they're gonna add another 100 basis points for this day, and for where price is. That 100 might be a bit too much bearishness already, because if we are going to be honest, like if we look at Bitcoin is already at the lows, like it's very close to the local lows. We have buy side liquidity over here, and that's the thing that I wanted to look at today for Bitcoin, because I'm not going to trade this news. I rather just wait a couple minutes, like a half an hour, till that news is released, and then we can have the market do its thing. But yeah, we have an overall low, which is sell side liquidity over here. So this is my main focus for tonight. Like, I was thinking, if FOMC is bearish from an economical standpoint, if they add that 100 basis points, or the already expected 75 basis points, they might just dump it down, which retail would say, okay, this bearish, we are going lower, but actually is rather bullish since we are at the lows already or close by. So I could see it happening that they dump it down, don't have to take this low yet, can happen, and then go up for buy side liquidity and take these weekly pivots, because those pivots have like a 73 or 80% chance of being hit in the first 3 days. And it's Wednesday, it's the third day of the week, so we could see a Wednesday low. if we are bullish, and I'm expecting upside, to be fair, but you never know with the market, of course. We are very close at taking this overall low, so I think retail will naturally look at that specifically, and given the context of it already being priced in, we might see a dump and then a pump, and that's my preferred scenario for now. But if it just goes up first, takes the buy side liquidity, takes the pivot, then rolls over, that's fine by me too, because that would align with my higher time frame bias of going for new lows. And that's basically the same for the ES. On the ES, we are currently at a daily bullish order block. So a little recap of what has happened on the daily chart. Back in May, we created this called a breakaway gap. The ES has failed to fill this gap during May. It visited way lower, actually. But then again, it took sell side liquidity, then changed market structure locally on the daily, went into this breakaway gap, created a swing high. So now we had a swing low and a swing high. So we have new pivots. And then it rolled over and went attacking on sell side liquidity from this uptrend. So what I always like to do is take the low to the high, make a PD array. That's a term that ICT likes to call it. And then we have the equilibrium in the middle, and below the equilibrium is discount, above it is premium. And if we look at discount, like we took sell side liquidity first, then changed market structure. So I have to acknowledge that we are at potential higher low still. And normally what you would like to see is a liquidity pool somewhere in discount with a fair value gap, a order block, breaker, you name it. And it's pretty much aligned on the OTE setup for a simple model. So price went down into discount, hits that order block, and I've mentioned this to the group as well, that you must monitor this order block, because if this order block is getting breached, perhaps today with FOMC, then I'm going to be targeting these lows, because these lows are very interesting for this asset. And to be fair, locally speaking, if you look at this rise up, which rejected from this bearish order block on the equilibrium, it ran down, took the short-term low, and now it's creating some sort of retail diamond pattern thing. So that's something to look out for as well. But yeah, it created a swing low, and when a swing low is created, forming, I'm going to be cautious on shorting, but favoring long positions, really. I'm still in a long running, but I'm going to be closing it as well, because I don't want to get slaughtered by FOMC, because it just can shoot up straight in one candle, it can dump in one candle. We will never know until it happens. So at this point, it's a 50-50 dice roll, and I don't really like to be in the middle of something like that. But yeah, we have FOMC. Well, later this week, at the same time as FOMC, but then on Friday, Fed Chair Powell speaks. And Fed Chair Powell is always an impactful event as well. So we might see a fake direction today on FOMC. At least that's one of the possibilities I've been thinking about, where we could just see a dump, maybe take out this low on ES, but don't really get that displacement yet. But if you see Fridays are usually paydays, and we have a very nice gap imbalance over here. So maybe if Powell speaks later this week, you might first see an FOMC dump, like on Bitcoin, take out this low, then goes up and going to reprice further in some sort of consolidation, maybe gather some short positions from smart money, and then expand lower eventually. Because my higher time frame bias has been bearish. So like 2 weeks ago, I posted this in a stream. I've prepared it for the stream, and I was saying, okay, we had our change of delivery, like right here when the swing high on the daily was created, and I was saying, okay, this was bullish and this is going to be bearish. So I've been planning on longing this order block by taking out these lows because it's a discount, then go straight to the bearish order block, then head down lower for these lows. And I'm still holding on to that plan, but I would like to see that daily order block being breached over here, closing outside of it, preferred multiple days, but so far it has been hovering around it, inside it, so it's very slow, choppy. That's why I'm going to be waiting for FOMC today and see what happens. Yeah, the result is this. It has been playing out perfectly, so that's very nice. And now we are just waiting for FOMC to be released, and then Friday Fed Chair Powell speaking and see what impact he is going to have on the markets. What have we done again? Oh yeah, Ethereum, for example. We have been looking at Ethereum. 2 weeks ago, I've been saying to the group, like, I like 1300 around here because we had a CME gap still here and a symmetrical swing point aligned on it with the golden pocket. So that's something I've been looking at, but instead of going down like a short redrives, it went up like Bitcoin, took buy side liquidity, then rolled over, and here we have the result. And from this price action, we had a very nice power of 3 setup with expansion on the range and then the distribution lower, right on that golden pocket. So that's been a very nice trade. I hope some of our members have taken the same trade as me. So I really like that. It was a very good one. On Bitcoin 2 weeks ago, we had a range. Basically, it's a power of 3 setup as well, with the accumulation. Then I was looking for that manipulation at 18,600 to take out that June low, and then go to the one-to-one expansion of this range, and that's around here, around 18,500, and then go up for that one-to-one expansion to the upside, aligned on a bearish hourly order block at 21,612, and that basically went as planned as well. But that's nice. In the end, it just went for these highs, and it went a little bit higher, I think around to 22,700. So, but this was my plan that I posted in a group with the accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution up. And I've closed this long already at my target because I'm not going to be greedy, since it can just roll over and go lower. And if I didn't pay myself, I would have hurt myself with my loss in unrealized profits. So that's why I decided to close it. But that was a nice one as well. From last week on Wednesday, I did a chill and stream kind of vibe setup. So I was saying, okay, we have a weekly range bearish point of power of 3 setup that I was looking at. That we have a volume gap over here with a lot of longs opening in this range. And I was saying to the group, okay, maybe these longs didn't pay themselves, so let's punish them for not doing so. I was eyeing on this volume gap to rebalance that, also on CME, and then target the previous week low to grab all that liquidity below. And that one also went as predicted. That was a nice one. went straight in that volume gap, rejected from the previous week equilibrium, and then went to target previous week low. And from there on out, it pumped again, so that's nice. Currently not in any trades on Bitcoin because I have closed those. And for tonight to have a look on, I want to say, look at the dollar index, look at the E-mini S&P, yes, Nasdaq, oil as well. Commodities can have very high swings as well during FOMC specifically. The oil can move around. It has been consolidating a little bit this week, so we might see some direction on oil as well. But by the looks of it, it just consolidates above so-called support. So maybe we can sweep these lows first, now reverse it. Same on gold. Gold has been ranging as well, creating equal highs, equal lows, forming some sort of triangle that retail probably is looking at. So wait for that fake out move and then plan your trade and get an entry and go on with it. But it looks like Bitcoin is pumping up. So pre-pump Bitcoin. That's nice. Yeah, so I'm going to be watching this high, this low, even the overall low since it's so close by, and then those weekly pivots above. Let's see, chat. Do we have any questions so far? 100% Dutch. Yep. Is a trader R pivots indicator on your chart? Yes. Jay Powell words much more important than the actual rate hike announcement, and I do 100% agree with that, because like I said, the FOMC release on the interest rates might be a fake move today, with Powell speaking later this week, and Powell might be the actual confirmation of the direction the market wants to go. So yeah, we have to wait and see. Release is in 9 minutes from now, so it's going to be okay. Let's watch Nasdaq. Yeah, so what I really didn't like on Nasdaq is this previous week low not being taken. The ES already did. But you see, Nasdaq is lagging a little bit. So if you are trading traditional assets like these, the S&P 500, the NASP 100 on EFDs, or the actual futures, it seems that the ES is a little bit cleaner, like it's lagging. Nasdaq is really lagging. So when I see one of those two lagging, I prefer the one that's delivering very clean price. Like this is a very nice sweep of the lows, then go for the highs, then go for lows again. And Nasdaq just it didn't take the previous low in the first attempt. It did went higher, but on the second attempt it just didn't either. So that's why I am really keen on the ES right now, but that's been ranging a little bit. So we have to wait on the FOMC today. Look. So DXY is pulling a little bit back now. When damp? Who knows, maybe in 6 minutes. Alright, so DXY is pulling a little bit back, but not anything significant. Took this low, went into fair value gap, reacted. So yeah, not really marked structure break as of now. I would say, I know FOMC is close by right now, but we have a buy side purge from this high locally. If it takes this low, we can have a lower time frame market structure break and we can look for something lower, but not for now. Maybe in 5 minutes. Curious, what are we going to see? At least we know that both sides probably are going react, like always. We have to see. We have a lot of confluence around 3,450. That's at least one target I have, but my overall target is around these lows. Can you explain fair value gaps shortly, please? Sure. You have 4 minutes, so that's okay. Well, a fair value gap basically is a section on a candle between a swing high and a fourth candle that's printed afterwards. Like this is candle 1. Then we have candle 2 that's creating that swing high, candle 3, and candle 4. This gap between candle 1 and candle 3 is your fair value gap. Fair value gap is basically an balance on the chart, and in this case we have displacement going lower. This is only a down candle where only sell side has been provided on the daily chart. So naturally speaking, from a daily time frame perspective, you want to have a rebalance of buy side liquidity. And what simply said is just going back inside this, consolidates, fill, maybe not fill. Often you see a 50% fill, the fair value gap, as well as on a order block like here. It hit the 50% of this bearish daily order block, rejected, CPI came out and went lower. But yeah, fair value gaps are just imbalances, and often, or pretty much always, price tends to go back to that imbalance and rebalance price, so everything is back to normal, and then go expanding lower or expanding higher. In this case, since it's a local downtrend, I would say take an OTE fib, and you see the 702 is at the daily fair value gap fill. The 618 is here. So yeah, if we are bearish and we expect to take out these lows, we could say, okay, rebalance back into this daily fair value gap, take a short position as a swing, put your invalidation above this high, and then just target lower, because we still have these two lows, and these two lows are both sell side liquidity pool, and these are just your targets for this setup. So you could have something like 618 to enter, put in your stop loss, put in your target, take profits along the way. I usually like to take profits at lows or highs, because those are pretty much the turning points in price action on these type of assets. Yeah, I would have a partial over here, I would have a partial over here, and I would have a partial over here if I would swing trade this. But I'm already short from this short, and I've already taken profits from at this low. And my next profits will be over here, and then my actual target. Yeah, that's basically how you can trade fair value gaps, and you can trade them on the daily chart, you can trade them on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15 minutes, the 5 minutes. I usually like to look at the daily and the 4 hour first, then create my bias for the day or for the week, what to expect, where my point focus is, and then go lower to the 1 hour and the 15 minutes. Those are very nice time frames to setups. Let's see, it's 8 o'clock for me, so FOMC is now happening. And they have added 75 basis points as expected. So let's see what the market is going to do. Holy moly. Load it up. Right, so one big thumb candle, I assume 18,700. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Okay. Just missed this weekly pivot. Just missed it. Very nice. All right, so it's first buy side first, locally, then it went off the sell side. Normally speaking, that's bullish. Got stopped out before that short. Better next time. And that's why I'm not trading this. I'm waiting for something to I would really like to see these pivots getting tagged, to be fair, then see further. But yeah, the ES is taking a hit, Nasdaq is taking a hit, oil not so much. DXY is just boom. Look at that. Very, very nice on DXY. $111, and let's see. We can go into the 112s today on DXY. The little Judas. Yeah, this is a local Judas indeed. Normally speaking, I would say. With that. Almost closed that 1 hour little fair value gap. Okay, well I have alarm set. So I'm going to have a look at the ES and Nasdaq. I wanna see what those are doing. Okay. Nice. Like, very nice displacement candle on the 15 minutes. Very nice. So classic. It filled this order block fully now. Took out this daily low. Has taken the local lows again. I want to see real displacement going down and not stopping at this imbalance fill. I want to see it go lower to have a real chance of going after these lows. For now, I'm still neutral as it just took out the local short-term low, filled this order block. Not seeing any reaction of intending to go lower. So we have to be careful of that. But yeah. Looks good. USDT shooting up a little bit. Okay. Price going up. Euro going down a lot. Below parity. That's such a shame on Euro, but so how does Nasdaq look? Finally Nasdaq taken that low. Finally. But compared to the ES, if Nasdaq closes below this, then we have to decide what to follow. So Nasdaq took the low, ES took the low. They are in terms synchronized, but ES hasn't been below this order, but below that order block, but Nasdaq has. So today is going to be key. But yeah, then this might be the fake move. Dump lower, then expand higher. Very nice on Ethereum. Look at that. That's a nice one. 90%. Taken. And now let's see what the market wants. 8 minutes after release. Press conference in 22 minutes. So I'm going to wait at least another 22 minutes before doing anything. Yeah. Just in case, I'm going to add an alarm there. I'm going to add one. Not really giving me what I would have liked to see, but still 8% move. That's not bad. Both sides wrecked. Everyone going short over here wrecked. Everyone going long over here wrecked. If they had stops over here and stops over here. But not really anything significant for me as of now. I would have liked this high to be taken or this low to be taken. Don't always get what we want. Oil not really doing anything still, so then I'm not going to watch oil again. Gold, bigger dump. Took out this low. That's nice. Might be the fake move on oil. Yeah. So a bit like CPI, the opposite of Bitcoin. News released, fake move down, pump up, consolidation, waiting for the next move. Curious to see what will happen at 3 o'clock New York time. But that's usually a manipulation phase in time perspective. Now we just have to wait and see, because it's not really doing anything. Very nice displacement candle, 1 minute order block, breaker, bearish breaker, hit that down. So very nice respect on the 1 minute, very nice wreck both sides, but now just little consolidation. So we have to wait on the next move. See what does, let's say, someday God will smile to me too. No problem. Just go to the next trade. But in the future, don't trade this. If you know FOMC or Powell is speaking or CPI data is being released, just don't trade. Wait for everything to unfold. Wait for a clear liquidity pool being purged. That's usually what I like to see. And then based on lower time frame market structure, I'm going to decide to enter or not. And I'm not going to gamble anymore on this, especially since I'm more trading the ES and Nasdaq. Those moves can be pretty fast and pretty volatile, so no point in taking a 50-50. It took the lows on Coinbase. Really? It really did. Locally. It took this local low like Bitcoin did, but I'd like to see this low taken or this high. I'm sorry, it was Bitstamp. Took ETUSD on Bitstamp. Okay, so that's one exchange. Very bad liquidity if that's taken on Bitstamp and not on Bybit, Binance, Coinbase. For bad liquidity on Bitstamp, but yeah, that's one exchange. So let's have a look if Coinbase and Bybit are going to take that low as well. BTC got a rejection from 18 September MPOC. Yeah, I know which one you. That's this one over here. Yeah, it's around this volume section. The little POC. See the difference in Coinbase and Bybit, for example? Coinbase low was 18,066 around this section. And Bybit was just $200 lower. Yeah, Bybit has this agony of very high scam wicks like this. Last one was at, well, last one, significant one was this one. Because this one didn't happen on, let's say, Coinbase, but it did on Bybit USDT. Okay, well, market is doing nothing, like nothing, just consolidating on a lower time frame. Took both sides locally on liquidity, so both sides wrecked. It's not giving any follow through, which is a shame. At least on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Nasdaq took the low. Yes, took the low. But not really accelerating like I would have hoped. Look at FTX. BTC took the low on USDT or USD. It did not on USD. Neither on USD. It did take these local lows, I know that, but I'm pointing towards this short-term low. The 0.75 should be bullish now. Yeah, it is. Not only because of the 0.75, but also given the fact it took the high first, then the low. That's in ICT terms a bullish Judas swing, and that happened locally. Futures. Perp. Okay. Okay, so that's two exchanges. A perpetual and Bitstamp spot. Okay. 1344, 1350 on footprint looked nice for a retest for ETH. Have a look at ETH. Depends, Larry, from which side you are pulling that fib. But if you look at range perspective, it went in discount zone. So you would naturally looking for longs over there, but I'm cautious still because I want to see that overall low taken that I'm pointing out. And then look further because now it's just in the range, doing nothing. Let's see. I know Hank, but I'm just looking at what's over at. Well, you have a 1 minute order block as well. You have a 1 minute fair value gap there as well. So it's a nice zone. It adds to the confluence with what you see on the footprint on Go. XY. A small pullback, but corrective until we see real displacement down. We might see another push up. I'm looking at 18.4k. Same, but then on 18.1. So pretty much all assets are not really doing anything. ETH ranging in the middle of this. BTC ranging in the middle of this. DES a little more working towards those lows, but Nasdaq a little bit lacking. Did take the low. USDT a small pullback. And USDT did take this, not this. So yeah, it's pretty much the same as Bitcoin and Ethereum. We got the low, went for the local highs, pullback back inside the middle of the range. So yeah, for me, this is not really a trading zone. Got a press conference in 5 minutes from now. So I'm going to be patient and wait for something better. I'm not going to be greedy. If you are in a trade, well done. If you are in profits, well done. If you got wrecked, better luck next time. And then I'm going to be wrapping it up since I've been online for an hour already and it's not really doing anything significant for now. So you will see I will end stream and it goes either direction probably, but wait for the press conference and then look for something significant to happen. And my main focus would be this high and this low with a slight eye on overall low. But yeah, that's it for now for me. If neither does get taken tonight, then I'm just going to wait for tomorrow, New York, to see what type of day it's going to be, and then focus on Powell Friday at the same time as today's FOMC news. So I'm going to be wrapping it up for this stream, and then see you guys next time. Take care. Goodbye.